Hello friends, welcome to another Friday video announcement. We only have 2 more weeks of class in the semester. I don't know if you're counting or not. I'm guessing you might be, but I sure am. I am so excited. Um, Not to be done with connecting with you all because I'm appreciating the small ways that we're still doing that. But I definitely feel like I've lost most of the fulfilling parts of my job, which is being face to face with all of you. So, being that most of my work is right here on a computer screen, I'm looking forward to having a slowdown of that in a few weeks. But I will miss you dearly, and I so look forward to our time together in person in the future. Okay, so let's talk about what's happening this coming week in class. So if I share right here with you, we're in Module 5. And coming up next week, our 2 topics, our Monday topics. So usually our Monday topics are the longer topics, right? When we would normally have a 2-hour class. We have health disparities and health equity. I have a lecture video and my PDF as usual. This is an incredibly important topic that I really wish I could talk to you about in person, but this will have to do. And then because the lecture is pretty short, what I have done is actually, I have a few articles and then a TED Talk for you to watch. We normally watch this TED Talk in class right here, How Racism Makes Us Sick. It's a fabulous TED Talk by a man named Dr. David Williams, who that is his area of research, is looking at the effects of racism on health. And so then he also has written the primary journal article that we're reading this week. So you'll see a lot of connections between the article, my PowerPoint, and the TED Talk. They all go hand in hand because they're all mainly informed by Dr. Williams. He's a fabulous speaker. A couple years ago, I heard him speak in person at the American Public Health Association conference, and yeah, he was great. So you're going to enjoy that. I have a worksheet like I usually try to do with videos. However, he goes through a lot of information really quickly. So if you do want to take detailed notes, be prepared to pause the video multiple times. It's up to you how you want to use that worksheet. I just find that it's helpful to kind of keep you focused. And then I have 3 shorter articles. 2 are news articles. 1 is a short 5-minute video. These are mainly exposing you, if you haven't heard already, to some of the xenophobia that's happening against Asian Americans because of the rhetoric calling the coronavirus the Chinese virus. And so I think we're going to see the long-lasting effects from that in the years to come. And then ridiculous myths against Blacks that are now being resurfaced related to the coronavirus. Also, there are pretty alarming disproportionate rates of coronavirus infections in Black Americans as opposed to other racial groups. So this is really important stuff happening right now with COVID-19 that I want you all to be aware of. So that summarizes health disparities and health equity. Then the second piece, Wednesday, we are focusing on global health, which is kind of funny because it seems like the whole class has been about global health with the pandemic. But this is a TED Talk that I usually have students watch. It's fabulous. It's by Vanessa Carey, who's a daughter of John Kerry, who is a senator. He's held different government positions. I think currently he's a senator. And so it's a fabulous talk about what we can do to help third world countries and be engaged in healthcare in third world countries for sustainable change. And then I have a New York Times article to go basically to take this kind of information and then again apply it to COVID-19. And so this is an article that is addressing third world countries and how coronavirus is going to affect those countries with a lot of migrants. So a really important topic. We've been focusing more on first world countries in this class related to COVID, and now I want to make sure we take a look at third world countries. I do not have a worksheet for this TED Talk. Usually what we do in this class is you watch this on your own time, and then I bring in a panel of global health professionals who have done medical missions around the world, and it's usually such a fun day not doing that. So this is what I have for you instead. Let me go back to the home and make sure that you're up to date. So you all turned in your paper and your presentation, and make sure that you reply to each of your team members in your team discussion board for the presentation by Monday, April 20th. And there are specific criteria for things that I want you to include in your prompt that has to do with positive feedback, constructive feedback, and something that you learn from them. Also, Glass Castle, our last reading. So you're finishing up this book by Monday. So we'll have our last discussion board there. And then the following Monday, keep in mind, Monday, April 27th, you are doing your team presentation and also providing your product for the health promotion project. We're going to be doing this class live on Zoom from 8:30 to 10:30. Dr. King will be there as well. She will be the one grading your projects, as she's been your clinical instructor to walk you through the whole way. So if you have specific questions on this, I know we've been keeping you on track with little projects as a clinical team throughout the way, but if you have questions, please feel free to reach out to myself or to Dr. King. But the expectation here is that you're submitting two things. So you are submitting a scholarly poster like you would have done in your EBP leadership class. I have some examples here. Keep in mind that these are loose examples. Some of them are for this class, some are not even for this class, and none of them follow my exact rubric. So just keep in mind these are general examples for how to create a scholarly poster. But make sure that your poster has categories that follow the rubric. That is really, really important. So if you follow the rubric, you'll be fine. But basically what you're doing is you're telling us the story of your health promotion project through the scholarly lens. So using a PICO, using your windshield survey as data, doing a lit review, talking about what your implementation would have looked like, that sort of thing. And then you will be presenting it in a more informal way. Well, not informal, you're still going to dress professionally, but presenting it to the class on April 27th. And I'll give more details about that on my next announcement. Just want to make sure this is on your radar. I have greatly enjoyed being a part of your discussion boards. There's so much good stuff happening. I've kind of peeked in on some of the clinical discussion boards as well, and there's just good stuff happening. And as always, I love seeing your faces on Monday mornings. I always have my weekly office hour from 9 to 10, so feel free to hop on if you ever want to say hi or ask questions. And then lastly, on a personal note, I just wanted to share with you this. So this is my house. That's my oldest son, Soren. We celebrated his 11th birthday yesterday, and we did something that you may have heard of by now. It's called a drive-by party. Friends of his from church and school and other avenues of life drove by in cars and brought all of these signs and balloons, and some were playing loud music. And our neighbors rode by on bikes and did like a little parade, and it was just such a special, meaningful time. All of these handmade cards, not hardly any gifts, which is what I said. I didn't want gifts, but his younger brother Christian, for Soren's birthday, had made him a Spotify playlist, a birthday party playlist. That was his gift to him. So precious, and we just had a blast. And it just really taught me so much about the beauty of this time, in the sense that everybody's learning to provide more meaningful and simple gifts and ways of showing their love for others. And even at the end of the day, Soren spent the evening decorating his whole room with all of these posters and signs, and like even all up on the ceiling, and there were balloons everywhere. And he even admitted that all of that homemade stuff was actually more special than just a normal party with gifts. So I think, I'm just learning so much about like just the beautiful simplicity of these sorts of things. For my birthday, which was on Easter, my husband got a bunch of different friends and mentors that have been in my life over the years, and they all sent in birthday videos, and then he put them all together in one big compilation. And I just cried and cried listening to all of that and watching that. And it's just something that we wouldn't have done in normal times, but so much more special than any other big birthday dinner or party that I could have had. So I am learning that these simple things are actually better, and it's so nice to take the pressure off of myself to have a perfect party for myself or for my son or all of that. So those are the kinds of lessons that I'm hoping to take away from this quarantine when normal life resumes. And my prompt for you this week is if there's anything that you are learning that you want to take back with you when normal life resumes, I'd love to hear about it. As always, love hearing from you, and see you Monday if you want to pop in.